USB.
Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
A great host. Sean is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic. The first president in decades who started no new wars. We don't need the wars.
You insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. When you say I promised, I didn't promise anything.
They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. Lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. She would get us into a World War III guaranteed, and then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting drafted to go fight for a war in a country that you've never heard of. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We go to war, we bomb the crap out of it, and then we leave. You know, it's almost like, what are we doing? What did we get? We got nothing. We destroyed. I mean, we bombed the hell out of everything. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. I was the first president in decades who started.
No new war. Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant, my friends. Listen, I went to several rallies here in Georgia. I know what I heard. As a matter of fact, I know what I heard so much so that when people in 2020, when people would attack me for voting for Donald Trump again, and then when they attacked me in 2024 for voting for Donald Trump in 2024, one of the things that I would say to them was, it's the first time we have no new wars, and he's not going to go to war. That's what I said to people. So I know I heard it because I wouldn't have made that up. When people say, well, how could you like this guy? Well, for one, we're not fighting in these wars. We're not going over to the Middle East to get involved in people who have been fighting each other for thousands of years. We're not getting ourselves involved in that. I know I said that to people. I know I said it here on the radio. I know there are MAGA supporters who are friends of mine who also reiterated that. The best thing about Trump's 2016 first term, no new wars. And he promises no more new wars, no new wars. Now it's like no more endless wars? And what's an endless war? What does that mean? I just, these are the kinds of things that just infuriate me. And as I've said on this show, every time it comes up, since February 28th, when we bombed Iran with Israel on February 28th, I said, why now? I'm not going to get into an argument with any listeners or anybody who wants to tell me, they had nuclear weapons, we had to do it. No, I'm not going to get into an argument with you. All I'm saying is why now? Why now? The economy was coming back. People were feeling better. People were feeling more confident. We had midterm elections coming up. Republican candidates. We had great candidates. We don't have bad candidates. We have good choices on our side. Whether I like Burt Jones, as you know, whether you like Rick Jackson or Burt Jones, we have good candidates. Whether you like Dooley or Mike Collins, we have good quality candidates here in the state of Georgia. Maybe not all around the country, but here in the state of Georgia, we have some great quality candidates in runoffs on the Republican side. We don't know what's going to happen with those candidates coming into November because of the economy. I have a story here that says nearly half of Americans say they're worse off financially than a year ago. 48% of Americans say they're worse off now than they were last May. You don't think that impacts voting? No, it doesn't impact voting with the base. If you wear your MAGA hat every single day, no, it doesn't impact voting for you, but for millions of people, it does. I have a story that I'm going to talk about at 7:36. It might be one of the most important stories I've ever covered. I have the numbers exclusively. No one else is talking about it. You want to stick around to 7:36 because I have to talk about this story, and it ties into what I'm talking about right now. But you said no new wars, and now we're in one. And it's kind of nebulous as to why. No, they got nuclear weapons. We destroyed their Navy, but they have half their Navy still. It's a whole bunch of rhetoric. And people are upset. And rightfully so. I see people posting now in middle Georgia, gas prices are lower. Huh? It's $3.19. This is what they no, listen to me. Listen to the logic here. 2 months ago, it was short-term pain for long-term gain. Now the argument is gas prices are lower, but it's still higher than it was on February 28th. So now you went from, oh, Shelley, pay higher gas prices just for a few months, to it's not that high. It's down from a high. So it goes down from $3.90 to $3.19, and all of a sudden gas prices are lower. But they're still higher than they were on February 28th. That's the logic from supposedly intelligent people. All because it's their side. But you said, sir, I voted for you 3 times. You said, no new wars. Then you went on television yesterday with Kristen Welker, and you're shocked that it was a animosity-filled interview. It's Kristen Welker of Meet the Press. She's always been challenging you. Every time you go on that show, she challenges you. All of a sudden, she's supposed to flip and say, oh, an interview like Lawrence does on Fox and Friends, or whatever his name is, Brian Kilmeade on Fox and Friends on a Saturday morning. She's supposed to interview the same way. All of a sudden, you're shocked that it's animosity between the two of you? Come on. What are we really doing here? No, I'm dead serious. What are we really doing here? We try and defend. I try and go out there and I try and play fair. I try and call balls and strikes every single night on this show. That's kind of the nature of this show. We try, you know my side. You know I'm a Republican. You know I'm a conservative. You know who I like. And I try and call balls and strikes on both sides. The Democrats do something I agree with, I'm going to tell you I agree with them. Doesn't mean I'm a liberal. If I disagree with something that Donald Trump does, I'm going to call it out. You went on Meet the Press this Sunday and looked dead in the cameras, looked the camera dead in the camera's face, whatever, and said, I never said no new wars. Really? Really? That's what we're going with now? And it's frustrating to me because I'm having to answer questions I shouldn't have to answer. I remember when everyone had on their first Facebook page, Mark safe from being nuked by Iran. I don't see that too much anymore. I don't see people sharing that anymore. I remember seeing people talking about, oh, gas price is not that high. Now they're saying it came down, but it's still higher than it was. It's baffling to me. When we come back, I want to talk about this next presidential visit at Madison Square Garden. Because we have to talk about that. But I really want to hear from you if you want to. Didn't the man tell us no new wars? Didn't we vote for that? I know many of you did. I know I did. That wasn't the only thing I voted for. I voted for a lot of things. I voted for 2016. I voted for the first term to be replicated in the second term. That's what I voted for. I thought it was going to happen in 2020. It didn't happen. In 2024, it did. And I wanted the same things that I got in the first term in the second term. That's not too hard to understand. And I should have expected that. I should be getting that right now. Why aren't I? Why am I getting a bunch of insider trading? Why am I getting a bunch of fraud, corruption? You could see it. You see it. Victor Davis Hanson was on every single conservative outlet, Fox News, Newsmax, everything, with a book he put out called A Biden Crime Family. I'm seeing more corruption now out of this administration than the Biden family could ever do. The Biden family are a bunch of sidewalk drug hustlers selling dime bags on a corner compared to what I'm seeing right now. Yet nobody says a word. But that makes me a liberal because I call it out? I'm sorry, man. I'm increasingly moving farther and further away. And I don't know if there's any coming back. I really don't. I don't know. I could be just emotional right now, but I don't know that there's any coming back. I don't know if there's any coming back to standing up proudly with my chest out saying, I'm a Republican voter. Not because of the candidates so much, not because of Trump so much, because of the silence of my side with everything going on. That's what's frustrating. It's the Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We'll be right back.